Hi guys, so today we're going to be looking at AYBL. So I quickly just searched for a sportswear company to do today for the audit, and I found AYBL. AYBL has over 1 million followers on Instagram. They're quite big, I've seen them before, so let's get into it. So immediately when I open the site, I get a pop-up, unlock 10% off your first order. And it's funny because the other day I was seeing in threads, because someone was asking what annoys people most about when they're shopping online, what's annoying about the shopping experience. And it actually came up quite a lot, the pop-up, and that it comes up before you even start scrolling. And it's true, like I've worked with companies and it's always been a standard to put a pop-up, but you want to make sure that it pops up after someone scrolls a certain amount of a page. If it's popping up immediately before you've, as a new customer, as a new user, first time on the site, and you immediately get this, you haven't even decided yet if you trust them, you haven't decided yet if you want to really buy something, and you're getting this 10% off at the wrong moment. You really want to bring in that pop-up at the moment when someone is starting to consider buying something, but they're still not sure, and then there's this, and you have an idea of the price as well, and then okay, 10% off, that means I can now visualize making this amount of savings. But if you don't even know about the products, you don't even know what you want yet, first wrong move, I would say. So it's funny actually, because a lot of the audits that I've done lately, it pops up instantly. So then immediately when you see like the above the fold content, you see new in physique, designed to flatter, built to perform. Cool, looks like some nice pieces, but what's the material? How does it breathe? Is it gonna smell in the gym? Is it plastics, which means it will smell when you wear it? Physique, new in physique. What does that mean? Is it the form? Is it the cut that's new? It's very generic, and for a big brand, I would expect something a bit more specific, especially if they have campaigns running and they're pushing new lines all the time. Designed to flatter, built to perform. Most companies are designed to flatter, built to perform. What does that even mean? Then they have their new releases. It seems to be the same pair of shorts. It's a bit of a shame of space. You want to really convince people in the first second. If you have the same model shown in multiple colors, you're really losing out on real estate, so to say, because you're just pushing one product instead of trying to get people with different styles on that first touch point. That's super important. And then if you scroll down a bit further, power every stride, designed to help you go further and faster. There's still nothing about performance really. Which products is it now? This is just one level up from a typical stock photo. So what makes it faster? Is it lighter than your average sports clothes? Do you have more freedom of movement so you're not restricted when you're sprinting and taking long strides? Like, it's so generic and it doesn't really help you imagine how you can use it in a specific situation. And when you're new, you don't want to think, you want to know exactly how this is like supposed to help you. So they're still not really addressing pain points or really specific benefits. Same here, what I said before about the products, it's the same shorts, just in different color. If they want to go in on like they have new colors, then I would say that. I wouldn't just show. And now I just clicked, I wanted to scroll to see the other products. I can't. It's up here. Now I clicked view all. But no, that also doesn't let me scroll. So that's also misleading with the UI. If they're gonna hide this, you want to make sure people can like scroll. I'm trying to use I have to use my mouse pad basically. I can't use my mouse. Not the best for desktop. It probably is a bit more smooth on mobile, I assume. Then the athlete edit is probably their micro influencers or the partnerships that they have with athletes that are on Instagram. I mean, I don't know any of these athletes, maybe you guys do, but for me, it's just, I see this a lot with sports companies, and I think if you're gonna show an athlete wearing it, you want to show like what sports they do, how they use it, because just them posting in that outfit, it doesn't really give me anything extra. It could be anyone, and it doesn't help. Like, great, it looks great, but that doesn't really clear anything up for me. And then you have the newsletter. So overall, on the homepage, it doesn't really guide you. They're showing one product as their new release, and then you have Power Every Stride. I don't really understand what this is going to bring me to. Like, is it going to bring me to, like, it brings me to running, their running stuff, but that's not clear enough here for me, and I'm not sure, and I keep on scrolling, and then that, like, none of this really brings me to make a decision. So I would go back to the top. Okay, women, what do they have? And they have a lot of categories here, but nothing is really convincing me to move forward. So to be honest, I would leave this site. They haven't really shown me anything that would convince me to make a purchase. If I would then click on something that actually interested me, let's go to Spring Fits. That's probably their new collection. And there's no matter how big you get, I think it's important to constantly make sure you're putting in a little bit of benefit. Like, why this line? What's new about it? Is this a new form that they have, a new model that they have, a new fit? Is this a new color that they have? And just something about the collection, like what inspired them, or what new technologies are they using, what new colors have they brought in that they didn't have before. And overall, just as a comment, there's no real urgency. Like, it's good. I always say, like, you don't want to push discounts too much, but here there's no reason why I should buy now. And you don't have to get aggressive. People also don't like it if you're like, 10 left, go now, almost sold out. Unless it's true and you are like Skims, for example, who's constantly selling out the minute they have a new drop. But you want to give someone a reason to buy now. Like, here I would definitely put a section, almost out of stock or most loved items. There's no ratings, there's no trust. Like, yes, you're big, you have 1 million followers, but I don't know that. I went and checked their Instagram. If I go on this page, I would, to be honest, not think that they have that many followers, that they are that big, because there's no proof of that here on the website. So that's it for this video. I think the main thing for AYBL is that there's no clear user journey, no real urgency why I should buy this now, why I should care, why not tomorrow, and what do they do better than their competitors, what are their benefits, what problems of mine are they solving, and there's no clear push down the homepage to a clear choice. And I think if they clean that up, they're gonna see a big increase in conversions with the same amount of traffic. So that's it, that's my hot last take. If you have anything that you think that I missed that you want to add, you can put it in the comments below, and also like and subscribe, because I will be doing this weekly. And if you have an e-commerce brand that wants to increase their sales and not necessarily spend more on traffic or pushing social media to get more traffic on your website, you have enough traffic and you want to push more conversions on your site, then keep on watching, because I will be doing this weekly.